Get up.
Getting up.
Oh, excuse me. I've had some hiccups this morning. Don't know why.
Why not consider calling Lorville home? Residences are available at all price points. See a habitation rep for details.
See what kind of missions I have this morning. I've been trying to get these bounty missions from Hurston Dynamics, which I haven't seen many of. So I've been trying to do these. Hoping that they'd lead me to them.
Welcome to Metro Center. Transfers to the perimeter, spaceport, and industry lines.
But yeah, these seem to be borked for me every time. Like I probably shouldn't have even accepted it till I got my spaceship and left.
Transfers to the perimeter.
Put my, because I don't see my icon, but they're timed. And so far it seems like they're not giving me near enough time. That's not what I want. Yeah, I screwed that one already because I probably will never get there in time. But and even if I do, the next ones are screwed. In other words, they don't give you enough time to go from one location to another on these immediate rendezvous. At least not for me. I'm thinking maybe something's borked where I'm not getting the quantum points. You don't have time to slow fly between them, so I think maybe it's just a
Next
glitch.
stop, Tisa Spaceport. Arriving, Tisa Spaceport. Please watch your step when disembarking the train.
7 minutes to reach a waypoint on a moon on the other side of this solar system. This, to me, doesn't seem reasonable.
Trespassing or attempting to trespass.
Now, I guess I'd have made it to the first one easy enough if I were out in space when I accept it, which is what I should have done. In fact, I don't care if I get that mission completed or not, really. I'd like to just because I'm hoping to get more of the Hurston missions, and I'm kind of working on the theory that one may help me do so. But I've tried like 3 different times and so far I haven't been able to complete it. Usually I get to the first one. I usually wait till I get out of atmosphere.
Your ship has been delivered to the following landing
Before
pad.
I accept it, and so I can get to the first one. But then they give you, then the second one is 500 plus kilometers away, and for some reason, when I take that mission, all the outer marker waypoints are not visible anymore. So I can't quantum travel over there. I have to slow fly, and there's just not enough time to get there. So I've been having issues getting this one mission. Yeah, eliminate threat from Hurston space. I guess it's a patrol mission. You go to this location, then they send you to another, then they send you to I don't know what they do after the second one because I've never made it to it in time. For some reason, the waypoints, the quantum waypoints, aren't there when after I take the mission, after I get to that first place, and at that point I can't get there fast enough. I can boost and fast as I can get turned around and headed there, but I never make it to that second location. So, hey Zax, good morning. Somebody else want to come and drive? Apparently I want to sit in the back seat today. Yeah. And I'm broke. One of the things I've realized that's kind of a bummer about doing the PTUs is you get used to having all that credits. You never think about, oh man.
Remember, if you're contemplating a career change, you should contact one of Hurston's resource managers for information about exciting career options.
Yeah. I didn't get her out of she didn't want to come out of hover. Well, I've never been able to get to the missions. I mean, in other words, I get to that first rendezvous, reach the rendezvous. I may not this time because I made the mistake of taking the mission down in Hurston. But normally I can reach the first one. But for some reason, I think it's me. I think I'm bugged a little bit. When I have that mission, I can't get any quantum waypoints after that first rendezvous, which means I have to slow fly to the next place, and there isn't enough time. So it's like here, I made the mistake of getting that mission too early. It's going to fail before I even get into atmosphere. I don't know if they need to adjust the times, but I don't leave Hurston and then get missions. I get missions before I leave Hurston. Because half of them are right there at Hurston. I don't want to take off, fly all the way out of atmosphere, and then take a mission that says, hey, go back to Hurston Gate 5 and pick up a box. So, I tend to take the mission before I leave Hurston. In fact, I usually accept missions right there at the turn between, you go left, go to spaceport, go right, go to the gates. Except for the bounty missions, which I guess, I never even made it into space. and I borked. I guess I'm not going to be able to get that mission. I get the mission markers fine. I just don't. I don't have any. Yeah, I've tried pretty much everything. For some reason, the outer markers don't show. I mean, the rest of them do. I can go to the next planet, but I can't go across the asteroid field right there to another marker, as they don't show up. And I don't know why, but why am I sideways? So yeah, I don't know. It's probably a bug that the markers aren't showing. I mean, that was the 4th time I actually started the mission. I won't count that one as a failed mission because that was my own stupidity, I guess. I accepted the mission down there in the, at the metro station, at the train station. I might join you. I mean, I've seen it done. I know what to do. It's not hard. You go to here, and then they tell you to go to the next spot. You do that twice more, and you're back where you started, and you fight the guys off. But it's getting to that second waypoint I can't do. I get to the first waypoint, then they tell me to go to another waypoint, but none of the outer markers show up, so I can't quantum travel there. And at 105 meters per second, you simply don't have enough time. And that's why I'm failing it. I just simply can't get there. And it's not a matter of what I'm doing wrong. It's a matter of I can't see the markers to quantum travel and get there in time. I let the dog out and get some coffee. Did I get out of atmosphere already? It's hard to tell. Still got but the missions I want, what I'm trying to do is unlock sometimes I get one of them, but I'm trying to unlock the Hurston security bounty hunter missions. So if you know how to do that, I'm all for it. That's what I want to do. Oh, okay, so I'll give that one another try here in a minute. Okay, now that may be, I mean, the next moon, I guess you're talking about here in Hurston, because it's eliminate threat from Hurston. Let me let the dog out. I'll be right back. Okay. Yeah. Hey, Coffee. Yeah, the dogs do run the house. You're absolutely right. They are spoiled rotten, and they know it. So yeah, that's absolutely true. Okay, so but yeah, that's something I haven't tried, Triton. So that's I'll have to try that. I mean, I haven't actually tried going to a totally different moon, jump completely away and then jump back, but so I'll give that a shot for sure. I mean, I have to think it's a bug because I should be able to. I mean, in other words, when I'm doing the bounty missions, I don't have any problem whatsoever, finding and using the outer markers. In fact, I find myself doing it even when I'm going to a planet-side location instead of doing the spline quantum. Yeah, I'm just not seeing any outer markers when I spool up. I'm seeing the other ones. I can go to another moon or whatever, but I'm not seeing the outer markers. And that's what's screwing me on this mission. There's just not enough time to slow fly between the places. It doesn't give you enough time for that. But yeah, maybe if I completely leave and come back, then I'll get the markers or something. I mean, but the bounty missions now, they and 351 anyway, I would always get those I don't care about the fuel or even the time right now. I just want to get the mission done, because you're the second person that's kind of suggested that that's what'll unlock those missions now, and that's what I'm trying to do. Those are like my bread and butter. See, I got that outer marker. So right now I have an outer marker right at the mission. Now it'll work right. I expect it to work right, because I'm talking about it and saying how it hasn't worked, and I've been through 3 missions and it hasn't worked, and now it'll work because you gave me a valid solution anyway. Now that I have a good workaround, it'll work anyway. Prove me wrong, just to prove me wrong. But yeah, I can always get to this one. It's the next one that I can't get a marker.
You're here for patrol, right? Great. Hang out for a sec. We'll get going shortly. So here's how this is going to work. I'll be here running the op over comms. You head to a control point. You clear it. I send you the next one.
Okay. So he sent me over here. Now I should... Oh, see, now they're going to work just because. Yeah, now they're going to work. Cool. Well, oh, they're very lucrative. I can do 3+ an hour for $25K an hour. The bounties, not the security missions, the bounties. That's what I'm trying to unlock, are the bounty missions. Hurston Security Bounty. And yeah. To me, they're really lucrative. Zero risk, 25K an hour, 25K an hour. Go from one moon to another. You never have to land on a planet or do anything like that. You literally just fly over here, kill somebody, fly over there.
Unknown contacts heading your way.
Okay, well that's a little different, but cool. Yeah, I don't like the... I like that. That's what I'm trying to unlock, are the bounties. I've got 2 contacts behind me. And 1 in front of me. There's 1. Let's take him first. I wish I didn't have the... those darn lines. That is one tough ship. Gladius. can I target him? There he goes. Where the fuck is he at? I'm having to back up because the idiot's so damn close I can't see. I'm actually in reverse trying to get back here where I can see him. Another Gladius. This is the first Gladiuses I've got to fight, so that's cool. But yeah, they're just getting in too damn close. They're not.
Hostiles down. We're good.
I can't believe I'm getting all that of how it wouldn't. I was not getting any of these markers, and I mean for the last 3 days. Well, I have the two that I actually own are this one and the 325, and then I have a Corsair, so I have the Connie Aquila. Yeah, maybe so. Actually, I think this, yeah. Those are the ships I have. Yeah, that's cool. Because somebody else was telling me this is how you unlock it, so I wanted to complete it.
Ready up, you've got hostiles inbound.
Contact received.
I'm not getting an arrow that tells me which direction he is. And I got the radar, but I'm not getting the arrow. I wish I could jump around and change direction that fast. Yeah, I'm still sliding backward yet. He's turned around and is coming back at me. I guess he's in a Buccaneer, so he's got a lot more mobility.
Target destroyed.
Aurora, really? You gotta be kidding. Poor Aurora. He brought a knife to a gunfight, I think. Man, Aurora's pretty tough.
Target destroyed.
Scopes clear. Think you're secure.
How many more have I got here? Uh-oh. And here it is. I'm going to lose it now. See, that's what now I'm screwed. What is that? Oh, no, there it is. There's the waypoint. Okay. Cool. Yeah, if you don't have that waypoint, I wasn't getting any of them the other day, and boy, if you don't have that waypoint, you're not going to get there in time. Oh, there goes that stupid dog again. So that's cool. I hope it's not too many. I'm about to run out of ammo, I'm thinking. See if I can get the dog in before I die. Yeah, I'd be happy to give you some decent testing or help you try some stuff out. I better start slowing down, huh? Gonna cut it. Space brake wasn't doing the trick.
That should do it. Hang on, I'm plotting our next stop.
I don't know how much further I gotta go, but I don't know how much. I usually have about 4 or 5 ships worth of ammo in this thing. .26 ammo.
My scope's blowing up. Outlaws must have found my position. Get your ass back here now.
I got it. Yeah, I got enough. Yay, and I got the waypoint. That's all I care about. Heck, I'll ram them and blow them up if I have to.
Quantum travel engaged.
Yeah, it just called, so here we go. This is it, huh? I finally completed it. Yay.
Complete.
This is the one I've heard 2 different people say that, you know, I get one every now and again of the Hurston security bounties, but only the, you know, like a 7K one, and only every now and
Get
again.
focused. Got unknown contacts heading your way.
Contact received.
Target ahead. Yeah, I don't like the way these Gladiuses do. They stop right on top of it. And yeah, I wish I could wiggle like that. Now he's 1,000 meters out. I think they must still be using the old flight model because they can move around a lot faster than I can. Target ahead. You don't really want to stand there and fight. Yeah, these guys are strafing big time. Isn't that what they got rid of? How's that not any different than the old strafe? Than the old strafe sideways? Oh, fuck. Yeah, these are worse than the Buccaneers, where they just... Hellacious NPCs, not because they're hard, just hard to hit. I just ran into something or vice versa. What the fuck? Shit just keeps jumping around. I must have another one ramming me or something.
Under attack. Ammunition.
See? I just, all of a sudden I'm moving without missile. 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 I'm about out of ammo. Not in this ship. I don't think you're gonna move like that in this ship. I don't care the controls, it's just the ship. I have a stick and pedals. I don't have dual sticks. I have a HOTAS. But yeah, it doesn't make you move. It doesn't make the ship move any faster. In fact, that's why I'm using mouse and keyboard, because it's easier for me. I do better. It gives you better control, finer control, but it doesn't make the ship maneuver better. It's just a ship against that one. I'm going to end up having to go. Yeah, I don't have enough mission ammo for this. These things are just too damn hard to hit. Missile. And I don't know. Missile. Missile. I can't get the missiles to lock. Fire.
Firing missile.
Target destroyed.
Okay.
All control points clear. Thanks for the assist.
Wow, out of ammo on 2 guns. What's the noises? Did I get it, or? I guess. I haven't been paid. Okay, now what? What in the hell is that noise? I see, there's the one I normally got. I didn't get paid for it though. I've only got 3,300 credits. I didn't get any money. Yeah, it gave me objective complete, but it didn't pay me. I gotta go. fuel up. Hopefully it'll stop that incessant racket. I'm not getting into that. Unless maybe it did pay me. Maybe, you know, I went to third person, so I may have missed it while I was in third person. Unless is that like one of those 1,500 credits or something? Maybe it was just too small an amount that I didn't even notice it. $2,000. I had $2,000, so yeah, maybe. I don't know if it paid me or not. It could be close. It's close, but I might have missed it while I was in fourth person or third person. I saw the objective complete too, but I didn't see the. I figured it'd wait till I got back in first person, you know, but it may have done it while I was in third person. Oh, it's not as bad as those FTL missions were at one time. Yeah, it's a low payment. I think I got paid. I just missed it because I was in third person. But it didn't really unlock any missions. I don't have any more of the first and dynamic missions than I normally have. And that's annoying as fuck. But yeah, so it didn't seem to unlock any missions though. Not yet. May take a while for them to load in though. I'm not in the area. I see these are all north right. Yeah, I'm not in the area, so I won't see them. I was already getting one or so. Alright, Titan. Appreciate you hanging out and stopping by this morning. I'll probably catch you later this evening if you want to do some testing or something. Just give me a holler. I don't mind doing whatever you need to getting blown up or whatever. Hoping I wonder if I may have to respawn the ship, because I'm not going to listen to that noise. I don't know if repairing it or fixing it. Actually, I guess I should just try getting out of the seat. That'd be the first thing to try. Do me good. Alright, there we go. I don't know which is up. I'm supposed to go. All I know is the darn sun is always in my eyes when I get to these places. I see what looks to be neon over there, but normally it's on these outriggers, so I don't really know where the heck to go anymore. Luckily they extended this, when you call, you can see that waypoint from a lot further away now. So they tell you where to go. Before it wouldn't show up till you got real close. Gear.
Transitioning gear.
Here's what I don't get is left thrust makes no difference in where that arrow is. I know we're drifting right, but if I hit left thrust, then it ought to compensate, right? Kind of like decoupled mode is, you know, the IFCS shouldn't be using 100% of your thrusters off the bat. I've had some problems with all the delivery missions. I've tried a few, and one day I dropped a box through like 3 different ships in a row. Oh yeah, it was the FTLs. That's the worst ones. You do they used to. I think they got them fixed now. But they used to. They'd wait till you get all the way there, deliver the box to the thing, and then they'd give you this contract withdrawn. That just peeved me off. That's like slapping you in the face. But sure enough, like Triton was saying, yeah, corporations just take your money. But yeah, they withdraw the contract right when you completed it. Instead of completing it, it withdraw. That was scary. The last one I tried worked. But yeah, I don't do them too often. I guess yesterday and Tuesday I was doing a couple, and it seemed like they were borking out on me quite often. Actually, it was the ships, I guess, was my biggest issue. Boxes dropping through the ships, or simply staying, you know, you'd enter quantum and the box wouldn't go with the ship. Things like that. Elevator here. My coffee pot turned off, so my coffee's cold. I have to nuke it. I forgot to get it out of the microwave. Oh man, well that's like I got one bounty mission over by a Grimhex that kind of it you know, tell me, oh, go kill this guy, right? Subdue, whatever. And so I'd go over there, and as soon as I'd get to the market, I mean, first at Grimhex there was 30 NPCs all in one area, you know. So I'd get to that marker. Actually, all I was doing was fueling and reloading, huh? Okay, let's just back out there. Where is it? But I get to the marker and then it'd point me somewhere else. I go to that marker and it'd point me somewhere else. And like after about 6 markers, I'm like, I don't know if it was just all those NPCs in that area that was borking it or what, but I finally gave up. I mean, I spent 20 minutes chasing a marker that kept magically moving 5 to 10 kilometers away. Every time I got to one, it'd just give me another one. I'm like... I didn't even need to go inside. I don't know why I did. my door is lifting better. Yesterday it seemed like it was in slow motion, but it might have been something to do with the damage. It did have damage. Guess I'm not damaged. As long as you give me bullets. Well, that's kind of messed up. Yesterday. Oh, insufficient funds. That's why it didn't give it to me. I got you. At least it gave me the restock. I hope. That's not how you check. Yeah, it gave me the restock first. That's actually, I'm glad.
Launch sequence complete. Landing gear up.
And a bad guy right there. I think he's in it. I gotta get back to here to see if I have that same, even that one mission that I had. I saw you were in game there when I logged in. Copier, are you doing bounty box missions? I know the NPC ones tend to work, or at least for me, pretty regular now, but they're kind of slow. Yeah, I've been having decent luck with the NPC missions, or the bounty box missions. But not in this last patch. The only time I tried to do them, I had trouble. I couldn't get them I couldn't move them. I couldn't get them there. So that's a little bit different than you're having. I'm hoping. But yeah, these are the ones I usually do, because they're almost 9K. And you start at the bottom, because the top ones are the cheap ones. If failing those, and again, they're only available here in Hurston area. Failing those, I do these Kovalaxes for 75. And again, you don't want to start at the top. You want to go to the bottom. But if I can find them, yeah, that didn't unlock anything. I don't even have a single one here from Hurston Security. Give it a minute, but yeah, I don't think it unlocked it. This kind of sucks, because these were my bread and butter. I could do these just a bounty assignment. No. Bounty issued. Okay, bounty issued are players. Yeah.
Transitioning gear.
Bounty assignment would be just regular NPC missions, and bounty issued. But I don't have any from Hurston Dynamics, which is the ones I like, because they are all right here, on these moons. So you just go from moon to moon, and you can do 3 or 4 an hour. Bang, bang, bang. What ship are you in, Copier? I know the particularly the Drake Cutlass has an issue in hover mode that's really, yeah. There's a lot of people having trouble with the Drake Cutlass. I don't. I've only flown one once, and I had some issues myself, so I didn't fly it in PTU much. But there's something with the Cutlass that's screwy in Hoover mode, and I don't know in hover, so I don't know how you would get around it or repair it either. I don't know if there's a workaround. Yeah. I say if I take these, they're going to be half a solar system away, and then so far I'm at like one of three that work. Like 3 times they'll give me a waypoint in the middle of an asteroid, and I can't get to it. It's a big asteroid, and I can't even get close enough to trigger the next part of the mission. So I don't want to waste my time. Crusader security. Here we go. Skimmer missions. I guess I could do those. I don't really like the. Yeah, skimmer mission. I got quite a few here, but none of the ones that I like. The skimmer missions I hate because I always have trouble finding them. I'm not wanting to. Yeah, and I don't have a single one. Huh. I don't know. I know a lot of people have had trouble in hover mode, but I'm not sure exactly what it is or what the fix is for it. I mean, I do know you can alt mouse wheel and adjust your thrust on the right side, so make sure that's it, up high. That's like your hover thrust. Make sure none of your settings are down low. Yeah, I like I say, I encountered it, but I didn't. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm sitting here waiting, hoping to get something that I just don't. I think I might have messed this up, to be honest. And all of these are by doing the Pro Tem mission. I mean, that's the only thing this in 3.6 that I did differently is I did the Pro Tem mission kinda so I could get these. Because I thought that'd be neat to be able to at least see who's being targeted for execution. But I seem to be getting nothing but the North Rock service group missions now, and I can't get the Hurston security missions. Now I've already done Constantine, Hurston's. Maybe if I log in and out.
Shield off.
I've done the Constantine mission and now the eliminate threat from Hurston area, and still have no Hurston bounties. So either they've changed the missions around, or it's because I did that Pro Tem. Maybe North Rock and the other one don't get along, and Hurston Security don't get along, and I've changed my alliance or whatever to where I'm not. I don't know. It's just kind of an odd thing. Let's see. Let's go ahead and quit out. Because yeah, before 3.6, and like I said, I did do something I've never done before, and that's that Pro Tim mission. And other than that, before I used to get 4 or 5 of those Hurston security missions, and all I had to do was get in that area, go to that area. Huh. Do I not have them out? What is? There you go. Yeah, that kind of sucks, Coffee. I know right now. I'm so used to the PTU where you got so much credits. It doesn't matter, right? Who cares? Just go buy guns, whatever, just to test them out. And they come back to the PU, and I'm like, man, I'm broke. And to top it off, now I can't get my bread and butter missions. I mean, these are the ones I like. And I can't get them. Well, my ship didn't. The bed didn't work, so now I gotta reclaim my ship for a bug. Me too. I mean, we were talking about that yesterday. It's like, man, that's just as bad as PTU. No, it's worse. I mean, it is. It feels like it's still PTU. It feels like we ought to be, another week in PTU. I guess they wanted to push it out so it wasn't too late on the books, Looks good on the road page, on the road map. I did find a cool website. Well, Fusion found it, shared it with me. That gives you weights and speed calculations. I'll show you this. I thought this was just so cool. PC's lagging for some reason. Guess I'm in Lorville, that's why. But like here, what I have is it allows you to set it up, and it tells you your total mass and your speed by your loadout. Now, I don't know where this is from, but what there is, without payware, I don't know that you can. Let me see if I have that. I do have a couple of them that you can enable, that are in Windows by default, and you can enable them. Is what they've done is most of them, like the ones you get for text, to speech, third-party programs, you can get all the sounds you want for those, but for Windows, for it to work with Windows, hopefully, yeah, here they are. This will give you 2 more, so that'll help. I'll throw them and Dropbox on Discord for you. There you go. If you just go to Dropbox in the Discord there, and grab that file. It's enable, and it's basically just a you double click it and it'll add some keys to your registry. It's basically just a registry edit.
Transfers to the President, Spaceport, and Industry.
And then you'll have 2 more, so that'll help. And yeah, I use them. So, but yeah, to add others, I haven't figured out how to do that. You can get all kinds of voice, activated voice sounds or whatever for third-party programs. But I haven't figured out how you add the registry, the correct registry stuff to make it work in Windows. It's almost like they added that just so you couldn't add third-party voices to your thing, which I don't know why they. Probably because they sell them somewhere. Wave.
Waving hello.
Considerate to your fellow travelers.
Cheer.
Cheering.
Next stop, Tisa Spaceport.
I agree. I agree. Yeah, that's it. Well, I actually had some really cool ones, like some actual droid voices and things that I found, but I couldn't get them to work with Windows, so they weren't. I couldn't select. You couldn't select them in Voice Mac, right? Because it uses the Windows engine. So I've yet to figure out how to add any more than those 2. They're actually, I think, just the mobile ones that are included with Windows anyway, and you're just adding the registry values so that they show up.
Air quality around Orville has been.
Zero and local. I wonder what that means. Do I not have any local chat? Yeah, I do. Yeah, just double click that file when you get it, and it'll give you a couple more. I like the female one of that one, of the mobile or whatever they want to consider it. I don't think I even have enough money to. Yeah, I better not spend that. That sucks. Yeah. And then if I fail a mission, I'm screwed. I've got 0 credit, no ammo and whatnot. So yeah. Until I find I guess I need to do a couple of
Welcome to New Deal Shipyard, the finest purveyor of pre-owned vessels in all of the world. Take a wander and see what we have. There are some real gems today.
Talking to me? Dude. Huh. See if I can get out of range and get back in range. He was talking, I guess, to me. But I didn't really hear. He's like a sales rep for New Deal, I guess. May not be out of range long enough. Hey dude, come over here. I want to hear this guy talk. Say something. Hey man. You been doing drugs? Oh, I wanted to go look while I'm waiting 16 minutes anyway. Normally, I don't have any money to buy them now, but normally I buy the Cyclone over at Levski. But now they sell all the different Cyclones. So I just wanted to see if they happen to have them here. I think they're all the way at the bottom. Yeah, and they're all the same price. So. Ground combat. Hey, looks cool. Well, that doesn't look cool, but there it goes. Maybe if I wait, it'll load up. Wow. Not getting some having some LOD. Alright, good luck, man. That's good. Yeah, I'm not a real big fan of that hover mode. It's one of those things, though. I'm sure they'll tweak it out and make it a lot better, so it won't be, you know, it won't be frustrating like it kind of can be now, I hope. Eventually they'll get that. I'm going to end up buying me one of those, just because they're cool looking. I don't really know if I need one, but one of these days. Normally I just buy a Cyclone and a buggy because they're cheap. Each PU, you know, each patch. And then sometimes I end up buying this little thing. Just because I like it. I mean, I like to do a lot of the RPG stuff, and if your ship gets despawned at a small outpost or something, that's actually a good emergency spawner or whatever, if you want to call it that, because it'll spawn at a small outpost.
Welcome to the New Deal Shipyard, where savings are in our name. Take a gander and see if something strikes your fancy.
And it'll carry 2 people, has a quantum drive, and will spawn. Yeah, that's what I do. I don't really, to me it's kind of frustrating. It's you know, top-down view is not really how I like to land. But yeah, exactly. Once you get in third view with Z key, then you're good. You know, you get your ship dead still. Now, my only issue is you got to be lined up more or less straight, because the problem is you can't rotate left and right without reactivating the mouse or going back into third person, essentially. So if you're not dead straight, or first person. So if you're not dead straight, then you go into first person and you twist your ship around, go into third person, and once you get, you know, lined up, then you just use your WAS and D keys, you know, and can get right in there. I can manage it. It's not that, you know, maybe 1 out of 10 times it works. I think it's, you know, bug issue when I do crash usually. A lot of times, you know, I'll be not hit anything, and all of a sudden it just. Yeah, I don't like being. I mean, that was my biggest gripe originally, and I've kind of got past that now. But you know, I didn't like being forced into third person. But that's something they'll eventually fix. They'll get some tweaks in it to make it, like I said, so it's not, at least not frustrating. Right now, it can be frustrating, but they'll get that tweaked out. I'm not a real big fan of it, but. It is what it is. You know, it's kind of like the flight model. It doesn't matter if it's fun or not. They're gonna sell it. You know, they've spent money on it, and it's there. And normally I just expedite my ship because I don't like waiting, especially while I'm streaming. But I've failed to. Normally by now I'd also have 50, 100K credits, but the missions keep working out, so I'm not really making credits like I normally would. I'm scared to do any of those Northrop missions. Like I said, so far I've had less than 25% of them be completable. And the Hurston ones, the Hurston bounties, always seem to work. I could, you know, sit there and grind on those for hours at a time and never have one fail. That doesn't mean they wouldn't now. It's obviously a new patch, so that may be why the Crusader ones are bugging, for all I know. Lost and found. You got anything back there? Oh wait, you can't get in this one?
We have clearance, Clarence.
Roger, roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Howard radio clearance, over.
That's Clarence, over. Over.
Roger.
Huh?
That's it. I haven't even looked at those sound clips. I need to do some more just because. Boy, I'm awful exhausted. What you got back here, buddy? Guys, get to work. Wow, I'm clicking that all the way from there. I'm seeing that. Dorco, that's what I was wondering what that means, or if anything. I can't stand the camera just swaying around and shit. I don't know what the hell that stuff is about. I was in an elevator. It was doing it once. It was crazy. I mean, I couldn't even click the right damn button. Going to 4 different elevators because I couldn't hit the right button. I'm like, my God. See, I guess it's because my heart rate was up. Yeah, I guess that's what it is. My heart rate was up. fill up the sat box here for you. What are you doing? Is that what are you doing? Yeah, that was right. I wonder how come it didn't work.
Just what do you think you're doing, Dave?
Okay. Sliders and text. Sliders for what? What are you trying to do? It's going to be in voice macro that you have to adjust it, I'll bet, whatever it is you're trying to adjust. In other words, speak, toggle. Oh, pitch control, yeah. Where you got to control these is the volume here. I don't know, but see, like that 0. That's one of the extras. See, here's what I have. Maybe 0 isn't. It's Eva. But see that I think Mark and so yeah. Yeah, well, you're only using the engine, the voice engine. You're not using the whole voice command through there. So yeah, you're probably not going to have that in voice macro then. I see what you're saying now, and yeah, that's probably not going to be doable unless they add that feature to voice macro. Which I bet if you talk to that guy, he might. I mean, but yeah, see, that's that kind of stuff that may be available in Voice Attack. I don't know. I'm just guessing there. I do have Voice Attack. I don't know if it's still installed. I might have uninstalled it. Okay, well, it's not under voice. Might have a company name. Now, I'll bet I uninstalled the thing because I kind of quit using it after I found this one because it'll allow me to do more than the free Voice Attack. Yeah, I'm not sure it wouldn't be worth the $11 or $12 for you to go ahead and get the Voice Attack just because of all the sound packs. They have, which are I guess are voice sound packs. I don't know, but I think it's they do it out of MIDI files or MP3s. But they have a lot of like Captain Kirk is a voice, for when you say go into Quantum, he'll say engage Quantum or whatever, and they'll have an actual voice recording of say Captain Kirk or whoever, Picard or whatever, and that's pretty cool. It's it's got a lot of stuff going for it, but yeah, and that's me. The problem with all those voice packs too is that they require you to install. It's just like Game Glass. Just like Game Glass, they require you to install a settings file. You have to use their keyboard layout, right? Now you can alter some of it after the fact, but you have to install their keyboard layout and then set your own keys. And if you happen to overlap, certain things may not work. But for the most part, and that's where I have a problem. I'd rather set my own keys so that nothing overlaps and I know everything works. But it makes it easier. I mean, it's certainly a lot easier. And, you look at mine, and I already minimized it, didn't I? Will that not give? There it goes. But yeah, I have 65 commands here, and a good ton of them are the emotes. And all of these you have to set to a keyboard, right? So I have all of these set to it. So I have to reset all of these or import a keybind. And if any of them have a a conflict with any other program that I have, then so like with Game Glass as an example, when I use Game Glass, I install their keyboard command, then I copy mine over, and only about half of Game Glass still works. I don't know what the game packs for like voice attack are. I don't think they're like integrated text-to-speech voices. I think they're just recordings, and they trigger a sound bite like I trigger. Well, for instance, when I say waving
hello.
See how it repeats waving hello? So it does two actual commands. It hits a key combination, and then it speaks the text. Now, and voice attack, I believe instead of speaking a text that you type in, I believe it plays an MP4, plays a pre-recorded text. But I don't know that for a fact. I'm guessing. And that's why but that's my guess as to why they call them sound packs. I guess I'll go out and Atmo now that I've relogged and everything and see if I can get these. Yeah. Well, another thing you could do, you could do exactly what I'm talking about, I think Voice Attack does, is you could tweak it in Windows and then record it, if you know what I'm saying. In other words, right, just make a text, tweak Windows to make it sound the way you want it, have Windows read that text back to you, and get it where you like it, and then record that. And then all you got to do is, in your voice macro, is instead of using, a speech to text, instead of a speak to text, just add a play sound, and play that whatever MP4 you had set up. And then it would work like, kind of like my sound clips or whatever. It would work, it'd work exactly like a sound clip that plays through that. That would be one way to do it. I'm all about finding a workaround. If I come to a situation, it would take a time. You would have to make, it wouldn't be as easy because you'd have to do it in Windows, record it, and then import that into Voice Attack and Voice Command. But basically make your own voice pack. That's that's after I realized it was going to be very difficult and in depth to add more voices. That's what I kind of started looking at, is okay, well, how could I make that voice? And I downloaded some text to voice text program that used all those extra voices I had done, right? Because I had downloaded like 30 other voices, but they wouldn't work in Windows, but they would work in this other program. So I was thinking, well, you know, that one way to do this would be to go ahead and literally make a text, have this other program read it with this droid voice or whatever, and record it, you know, and I could, you know, like whatever, if you wanted ship commands, you could do your ship commands with a certain droid voice or whatever, and then have it play that file rather than read text. But yeah, I kind of gave up long before I ever got that far. It's like, yeah, that's too much trouble. And it'd be great. The advantage is, even if they change the commands or you have to change the commands around, the sound file would still be right. You can still use those sound files even if they change the key commands. You just have to adjust your key commands or whatever. So yeah, it'd be cool. It's neat that they have so many different options in that program. You know, playing sound clips, playing whatever. Okay. See if I can find a simple damn bounty mission here and I do have one for here, so that's good. But these are the ones I'm looking for. But yeah, that other mission did not give me any more. I don't think it unlocked diddly. I have to do it a couple times maybe. If it's tied to the Alliance, then it may have to do with how many of something else. I'm not sure what you mean, Terra character. Oh yeah. Yeah, I can't wait till they get some aliens. Think about it, that's, you know, we have all this lore about aliens, some friendly, some not friendly, but you know, all the sci-fi movies, you know, you think about Star Trek and all that, there's always a few aliens walking around amongst the humans, you know, and that's kind of, yeah, that would be neat. Let's see, I think I got to get out of Atmos. I have time to put some coffee in. So yeah, I can't wait to see that. You know, it's like somebody on Reddit or Spectrum was talking about wanting to play as an alien. I'm like, that might be a bit much. Oh wow, well that's a big chunk. It's a big investment. I'm glad you didn't lose it. That's cool. I'm glad you got that off your back on your credits. Let me throw some more coffee in the microwave, Mickey Wave. Yeah, I've been staying away from trading a good bit. Actually, after I do this, if I don't have any more, I'll show you the one trading that I actually have been doing here lately. But, you know, when you talk about a trade run, yeah, it's actually a run. You don't need a ship. So, well, you need a ship to put it in. Oh yeah, that's one of the that's one of these let's see, misdemeanors, Class A, controlled substances or whatever. Here's the control. Class A. So yeah, it's a Class B controlled substance here in Houston. But in different areas, different stuff's illegal or not, depending on where you're at. So in some places it's illegal, in some places it isn't. Or less legal, however you want to put it. There's my coffee. Another nice mild day here, so our dogs want to run in and out, in and out. They're too spoiled to stay outside long. They're air-conditioned couch potatoes. Nice. Yeah, I haven't been. I've been staying away from trading because it always ends up badly for me. I mean, you know, when you figure the percentage of profit, you know, and think about it from, say, a true business perspective, you're thinking, okay, it's going to take 10, 11, maybe 12 trips just to cover the cost of the investment or the possible loss during each trip. What's the chance of you being able to do 10 or 11 trips in a row without 30K or some issue like you said where your ship bugs or whatever? I'm saying it's pretty high. You know, I'm saying you got a better chance of, right, you know, something's gonna cause you to lose a load, and that's 10 more loads plus before you're break even again. And chances are you're gonna get another issue between that, you know, meaning it's effectively a losing proposition. And it holds true for my experience, my minimal experience. Every time I've tried to do trading, I'll get 2 or 3 trades and then something happens and I'm down to zero again. Back to doing these. These are the missions I like, because I don't even have to go planet side. Just zoom around, kill one of these guys, go to the next mission. But I've only been getting one every now and again now. And I used to get 4 or 5 at a time. I literally could grind them. Now I only get one at a time every now and again. So I don't know if they changed the way the missions or loading or whatever. But yeah. Target ahead.
Targeting Redival.
It shows a Connie. I have seen that change. Show a Connie, and then when you get there, it'll be Cutlass Black. Alright. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's just, you know, the chance of something happening make it just too risky, and the investment, you know, the profit isn't worth the investment with the amount of risk. And I don't mean gaming risk. I mean, you know, bugs, issues. So yeah, you know, then you add on top of that the gaming risk, say the chance of sliding into an asteroid or whatever, and yeah, it just doesn't seem like a real, you know, like an adequate money maker to me. These, like I say, I can make 20 to 25 K an hour, and I have zero risk. I mean, you know, if I DC right now, I haven't lost a dime. Yeah, that just, you know, I'm not a gambler, and right now trading is a gamble, and to me it's a gamble that doesn't have the greatest odds. He's running now, isn't he? Come on, blow up already. That's one tough gun. Steady hitting him for a while now. You know, I no way I'm gonna get one. I just don't have the money to spend continually on a game like this. But they did. We played with one. Fusion had his account set yesterday, and for some reason, I don't know if they just gave him a loaner because he's had some issues. I mean, he went like, you know, a week there when half his fleet was unusable. They didn't have components, and he couldn't put any on them even. And they finally reset his account, and when they did, for some reason last night, you know, first time in, he had a ballista. Well, he doesn't own one. And he's like, "You want to drive it?" I'm like, "What? You want me to drive what's effectively a stolen ballista?" Are you crazy? Sure. And it was actually kind of fun. It was pretty neat, but I don't know how long that would last. If it was, you know, it was fun to try out, but it wasn't long before we were like, yeah, what now? You know, we can go sit somewhere and try and get find somebody else. Bounty, yeah, these are, oh. There's another one. All right, I finally moved up. I got an 8K. I got 2 of them now. Maybe I did unlock something. Hell yeah. Let's do that one. Alright, maybe that mission did, but I finally got 2 of them, and maybe I just did enough of them and to raise my, But see, here's what I'm liking about these. Yeah, there we go. We just got another mission 51 kilometers away for 8K. But at worst, you just quantum from, like I said, from this moon to another moon, you know. Here, there, and you never have to worry about interdictions, or I've never been interdicted doing them, I guess because they're right in the same area. It's all Hurston, you know, you're not going through UEE space into another jurisdiction after that. Alright. Alright, that's cool. Now I might actually be able to buy those ground vehicles, the 2 little ground vehicles. Yeah, I don't know. For me, they're kind of expensive for a ground vehicle. And I just, there's no way I could justify that for me. They're kind of fun. I mean, they're certainly fun to drive, and I can see they'd be fun to blow shit up with. But yeah, that's a lot of money for a ground vehicle. Because I don't know what the Ursa costs either. I can do with the Connies, but not really good. Yeah. Target ahead.
Targeting reticle.
For me, this Freelancer is about the biggest one I wanna try and do bounty missions with. And even it, like on those Gladiuses, I didn't realize they were that hard to hit either. Like those Gladiuses and the Buccaneers, it's hard to hit those. I mean, those are kind of hard. But like this Anvil, yeah, I don't have a problem staying with target here. But yeah, especially the Bucks and I guess the Gladiuses, those are something. Getting beat up here. Still getting beat up. Get out of there, get out of there. Run, run. Yeah, that's that's why I'm not a big fan of the Connie isn't really good against fighters, small fighters without the turrets. I mean, if you got a couple of turrets and turret gunners, then yeah, it's great. Yeah, anything over this one right here is hard, like that Max. Yeah, that's a hard one to hit targets with too. Only thing about this is I got to go outside of the area to get fuel and ammo. Right now, I'm wondering, because it shows I'm missing a gun. I don't know how accurate that is. No, I still have all 4 guns. So the heck with that. Let's see what ammo is. That's what I need. But it looks like I'm back in the money, back in my missions. Oh yeah, I got plenty of ammo still. So let's get rid of that route. See if we can do another one. Oh, heck yeah. Is there another one? Yep, now I have 2 at a time. And I'm liking that. So I'm back in them. Woohoo. Yeah, these are the ones I kind of like to do. Probably would. I don't. If your missus is like mine, okay, I'm at a different location. She'd tell my wife would probably tell me, "No, you don't get to live in the fridge. I can't eat you." Ha ha. Yeah, you probably get it. Don't have room for food? Guess what you just became? We have AC, which I need to turn on right now, so it has time to cool the house down before my wife gets home.
Quantum travel complete.
Yeah, this is the furthest you should have to quantum to do these Hurston missions. I'm glad I got those back. That just tickles me.
Quantum travel engaged.
I've been struggling trying to get money to do anything because these aren't available. I mean, these are just, you know, pound, go on. So I like these, but yeah, just couldn't figure out how I couldn't get them. I must have had the wrong alliance or something. Apparently I've built up enough that
Quantum travel engaged. Contact received. Quantum travel complete.
I'm guessing that's my guy. Since he's the only contact. I gotta get over here close enough to where it'll... There we go. Yeah, that's it. Kitty Black, this won't take long. Got plenty. I don't know why it shows me not having guns when I actually have guns, but let's see if I have another one. This Wanted. I still have the 6K, but I don't have another one after that. Still not getting them like I were, so I might as well do that one. See if I get another one. I think they just slowed it down to where they're not popping up as fast either. But that's alright, as long as they stay. Kind of wished you didn't come out of the quantum travel, whatever direction you were coming in. If I'd have done this, I'd have been literally going backwards and sideways when I came out of quantum travel, and that just seems kind of goofy. I can get a little bit of credits built up, so I can at least claim my expedite my ships. I don't like having to wait on it. Make sure that's an outer marker. Yeah, it is. I had one like that once. Thought it was an outer marker, and it was like.
Quantum travel engaged.
Waypoint. 20 million miles away. I went by and expected to stop, only I didn't. I'm like, where am I going?
Quantum travel complete.
Buck and a cutty. I don't know which one's my target yet. You gotta get, now you have to get close. Before they'd target the actual player, now you can just get close to this and then it'll target the actual player. Is that him? Where is he? Yeah. Target ahead.
Targeting reticle.
Didn't target him. Target ahead.
Targeting reticle.
Why am I not getting a target here? Oh, it is targeted. Never mind. Didn't look like I was getting it. I guess it was already done. I didn't even look. Another buccaneer? Oh, it's a buccaneer, not a cutlass. Those things are harder to cutlass because they're harder to keep a target on. That one wasn't. Now, just out of curiosity, we still have another mission. Did another one pop up? No. These are all player bounties. So yeah, we don't have another one, darn it. I think they're just not. I think they're just not popping in here as fast. I might as well go and do some repairs. Maybe I'll get another one set up by then. One more and I can actually buy what I'm at. Go straight to that one. Let's do that. Actually, you can now second waypoint right to the R&R since they kind of changed it. So now you can quantum to the asteroid group and then actually quantum right to the what, let the dog back in.
Quantum travel complete.
Where am I? Fueling and repairing. Hopefully I'll keep getting those hoisting dynamics. That works.
Engaged.
I'm still not getting them as fast, but I'm wondering if they toned them back in the patch too.
Quantum travel complete.
I did what, 3 in a row? Yeah, I did 3 in a row. And now I'm outside the area. So I won't get them now for sure. This is one of these, you got the lighting in the background. I mean, you know, you run into an asteroid right here and never even see it. And it seems to me, I don't know if it's a joke on us or whatever, it seems like no matter where you come out of quantum travel at, getting to these R&Rs, you gotta, if you don't know where the station is, head toward the sun. You'll find it. It's always toward the sun. I have issues where the glare is really bad on my eyes. I can't see good at all with the glare. I should get one of those, some of those glasses. Blue blockers or whatever. I wonder if that would help.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Yeah, everybody, oh, do this, that, and the other. I don't do any of that. I just land. I gotta make 20 settings changes every time before I land, and then after I land to go back in the right. Yeah, just I can figure out how to do it without doing all that. Guess I made it a lot easier taking away the hover mode here on the station, so it was kind of goofy.
Landing successful.
I just didn't really care for that myself. It seemed to... What the... What the fuck? Now what?
Launch sequence complete.
Pretty much on the pad. I don't know why I wouldn't be able to get fuel there.
Landing successful. Launch sequence complete.
Sometimes I can move around. Yeah, just rolled backward a little bit. Guess I wasn't centered up enough. Cool. Managed to get some repairs and stuff. That was primarily what I wanted.
Hydrogen fuel at 100%.
But I'm not getting repaired. I got the fuel to work, but I'm not getting a repair.
Landing successful.
I guess I should have saved my fuel money for expedition fees.
Shield off.
And see how slow it's working? It's because it needs repair. I figured that out yesterday. Only they're not repairing it. So that's kind of effed up. It's alpha. I mean, that's... But it does seem like they would put features in a logical order, like fix all the bugs on the repair feature before they put in the degradation and whatnot. I guess it's maybe the degradation that broke it, so I don't know. I know it's a pain having to go in here and respawn my ship just to get the repairs. Especially because it's a time sink. It's more than the credits as much as the time that bugs me. So I can go ahead and pay for the expedite. Saves the time. Take me a little longer to get where I'm going, but I'd rather, mission-wise, but I'd rather do that than stand in here. Rather do another mission and pay for those extra expedition fees than stand in here an extra hour. 15 minutes a piece, so yeah, I'm saving 12 minutes. I was wanting to go by. I always have to expedite because I don't want to stand here that long. I was wanting to go by the buggy. Yeah, I don't have enough. a buggy and a Cyclone, a Gray Cat and a Cyclone. They're 26 and 5 or about 31K. And you want to save 10K, so I'm going to need to get another 12, 15K before I do that. 2-3 more missions. Right now the repair costs are high. I'm hoping they balance that out, because just flying around and not getting shot shouldn't cost, repairs shouldn't be 10 times fuel cost. I mean, that's an obvious imbalance to me, it seems. Well, I could be wrong. Maybe they have a plan for it and reason, plan for it being that high for a reason. At some point, I mean, if people that have a couple of ships, I know several people that are doing it with bigger ships. The repair costs can be outrageous. 5-10K just for flying across the map kind of thing, and not even getting in a battle. Yeah, I mean, at that point it becomes more lucrative, more reasonable just to reclaim your ship to repair it. The expedition fee is cheaper than, when the expedition fee to expedite the insurance claim is cheaper than repairing the vehicle. That is the definition of a totaled vehicle as far as insurance is concerned, right? If paying off the claim is cheaper than repairing the vehicle, then they're just going to pay off the claim instead of repairing your vehicle. But like I say, there may be a reason for it. If I could continuously get the missions I like, I wouldn't care.
Your ship has been delivered to the following landing pad.
So I'll go back and see if I can still get pad 4, wasn't it? I think it was. I don't know why it says local with 0 players in it now. Usually it has some random number. I guess 0 is a random number. Hey, now my gate works. Hey, you saw how slow it was. Check it out. It'll work regularly now. Yeah, I wasted the money repairing and refueling because it didn't, or refueling and reloading because it didn't repair. I guess I'll quit even bothering that. Hit the repair button only and see if that works. If that one doesn't work, there's no point in using the rest. Oh, I won't have any until I get back to Hurston.
Quantum travel engaged.
Should be enough.
Quantum travel complete.
And at this point, I should have missions under bounty hunt. Nope. The bounty issued are players, so that's the only bounty mission I have, and it's for the wrong people. There's a new one. Give it a minute, see if I can get one to load. If not, I may do an FPS mission or something. Those aren't the ones I like doing. Yeah, I'm still not really getting them like I normally do. Let's go do an FPS mission. I haven't done one of those. Key realm. Adlai is right next to. Let's do that one. Oh. Changed right while I was looking at it. Hobart, that'll work. 7K, I'll take that. Hobart. That one's right. I can see from here. Oh, maybe I can't. Maybe it's on the other side. I was gonna say that looks like the one that's right next to the lake, but we were looking for an outpost next to a lake last night, but we didn't know one. I know there's one of them that's almost surrounded by a lake.
Quantum travel complete.
Get down slow because I need to adjust my gear here. Just add the weapons. I ain't gonna worry about my actually, I think I will go ahead, put the heavy armor on. Do it upright, huh? I am still showing changes pending. See if I got my gear adjusted right here. Okay, I'm good. I can take out the turrets, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna try and find a place I can get nearby and hide behind a rock or just walk in. Just because I believe it's more realistic and actually the major thing I like about not leaving the turrets is it'll let you know if somebody else comes along. You're not you know, you'll hear the turrets go off. But you gotta walk a lot. It takes longer. You gotta walk there, obviously. I could probably get further. Let's see if there's anything else. Let's see. No, that looks like it, doesn't it? Gear. Gear.
Transitioning gear.
Landing gear down. Landing successful.
And then stop fucking moving. Sorry.
Engines off.
Watch me not be able to get over the rocks. Start walking. Start.
Getting some exercise. Getting some exercise.
I did the first time, smartass. Probably should have waited to change my outfit until I got closer, huh? Could have run faster. I'm not sure. Where am I going? Wrong way, apparently. Yeah, I went the wrong way altogether here. It'll take a long while to get there. And yeah, I think I will unequip so I can run faster. Now I can run forever and not have to worry about it. No, that's not working. Need to go that way, I think. There it is. I can see it now. That's what I need to add, actually, to my keybind here. Ah, shit. Okay. Yeah. Let's see, be left control plus W. We'll go key down. Maybe I'll get a recovery option. My darn keys. Anytime I type, my keys get messed up. I don't have the Elgato thing, so I have everything tied to this same to one keyboard, including my scene changes. Come on, baby. Yes. Wonder if it's gonna put me right there where I was. That would be just too cool. Why did I die? I guess I died. Spawned me dead. there's another mission I failed. I'm failing a lot more than I'm completing, that's for sure. And now she's hung. Sounds like I can hear something. Go ahead, crash again. Get another report. Come on, come on. Do something. Ah, the heck with that. Kill it. I'm not waiting on it. I could have delete that. Now I don't need it. Curious, it said I had 4 friends online, but I only saw 3, so I'm guessing it took me a minute to... Why is that? Oh, well. Obviously, one of them doesn't have me on his list, so... You gotta have them both ways sometimes for it to work, right? Get up.
Getting up.
Yeah, I like the animations, like the getting up animation and the getting in the seat animations and all. But I'm not sure if they shouldn't actually have a skip function. I know, as far as actual gameplay, it creates some issues. It's sometimes, you know, if you're trying to get away from a PvP killer or something and you're sitting there waiting on an animation, it can be an issue. ship.
If credits are tight, we even offer
Expedited again. I'm down another K for another failed mission. Cost me an extra K for every failed mission just because I guess I could do a different ship. I tend to only use the Freelancer because it's easier and
Welcome to Metro
faster for the missions I like.
Trespassing or attempting to trespass on train tracks is a serious and dangerous offense.
Now I'm all beefed up for that FPS. No, I'm not. I don't think I'm gonna mess with it. Let's see if I have a real mission.
Next stop, Tisa Spaceport.
Oh, I still don't have any of the Hurston missions here. These are all PvPs. So yeah, I don't know. I still have not unlocked the missions I want. I had quite a few there. At one point that was pretty good. But
Now arriving, Tisa Spaceport. Please watch your step when disembarking the train.
yeah, now I'm all set up for PvP and or for FPS. I guess I'm gonna do some more FPS. Heck, leave it on, I guess. Which means I can die a lot easier from a heart attack and I run slower. Yeah, heart rate increases just walking fast, not even running. Oh, maybe not. Seems like it might. Yeah, maybe going down a little bit. Good. Maybe that was in. I think that was in Lorville that was a big issue. I don't want to keep spending money on failing missions, so I'm gonna try to take a different one. This one's a little better for FPS anyway. It can hide behind things a lot easier if you can get closer. I don't know if he's AFK or whatever. He's trying to sneak on an airplane, on a ship. He picked the wrong one. Alright, more to the point, I guess I picked the correct one. This may get ugly. I haven't flown this in quite a while, actually.
Got cleared for liftoff.
Launch complete. Landing gear raised.
Thank you for your passion.
Uh-oh. Now it gives me the missions I want. This may be exciting. I only need one mission, 2 missions, and I'll have enough to buy the ground vehicles. Need 2, really. Get some, just setting up some views here. Default views I like. While we're getting out of space. Okay, let's see if they all work. That one could be a little upward. That'll work. Whoa. Okay. I need to reset my shields. Apparently I wasn't holding the F key at one point. Engage.
Engaging quantum.
Drive activated. Quantum drive deactivated.
Now, hopefully this is a little Buccaneer. This thing does pretty good with Buccaneers. But it runs out of ammo quick.
Quantum drive activated.
In fact, I need to check. Three of them on the same. Oh yeah.
Quantum drive deactivated. Quantum drive activated.
This is gonna be a little bit more of a fight. Target enemy.
Quantum
Targeting those enemy.
deactivated.
Let's see what mode I'm in now. I'll get over here and get the target pointed at him. Of course it's a bug. Definitely say level 325 will cut the mustard with those smaller missions. Unless you have a bunch of extra enemies around giving you a problem. Let's see, there's a 7K. I guess I'm looking for the ones that say wanted. So, as opposed to assignment, which are the North Rocks, and the issued, which are private. Yeah, these are all these bounties issued. Those are for. But I'm looking for the ones that were they Hurston Dynamics. Those are the ones I like. Let's see. He's on the other side of the same planet. Huh? Everybody needs sound commands just for engage.
Engaging quantum.
Quantum drive activated.
Always wanted to say that since I was a little kid watching Star Trek, right? I'm getting a few more of them, but not as many as I would have thought I should be getting. Oh, that's the right one. Actually, I guess I better be right back and take a bio and get some coffee and whatnot before I zip into the combat area. Target enemy.
Targeting nearest enemy.
Quantum drive deactivated.
I don't have a name, so I don't know if that's him. If it's him, I don't think I even have to go to that one. He's the only guy around here. It's an Andromeda. Ooh. That's gonna be tough. Yeah, I'll pop to him anyway. This thing's gonna be hard on, with an Andromeda. That luckily, oh, there's another target. Maybe I can stay away from those guys long enough. Time on target here is going to be a bit of a time here. Missile. Missile. There we go. Missile. Missile. Fire.
Firing missile.
Fire.
Firing missile.
Missile. Missile.
Forward shield under attack. Stern shield under attack. Shields at full strength.
Missile. Fire.
Firing missile.
Shields at full strength.
Why do I not have any rear shields at all? Come on, guys. That was actually a little bit intriguing. I wasn't sure I was going to make it. How much ammo do I have? Not much. Not for another mission. This is the one that always runs out, obviously. Yeah, I don't normally go after anything but the smaller ones in this. I used to do the mediums and the smaller ones. I guess it's a small one, limited. But now the mediums have Connies in them, which doesn't seem legitimate to me. And this thing can barely, as you saw, barely take out a Connie. This will be either a 42 kilometers away. So this will be either a Buccaneer or a Cutlass, which this thing can handle pretty easy. Reasonable. Very reasonable.
Cruise lock.
Cruise lock. Cruise.
Cruise lock.
Still 20k away. Got 3 targets. I think those are my old targets. Target ahead.
Targeting reticle.
Yeah, Buccaneer. That was a pretty good fight with a Buccaneer, but it's not like it was with that. I don't have to stay there on target that long. These are just hard to hit. Seems like I should have hit one or two little targets there. They're just so small, I don't. Look at this high speed circle. Well, this one I can keep up with. So you do it all you want. I do that in the freelancer. There's just no way you can keep up with it. Maybe out of my good missions, or out of the missions I like. Let's put it that way. Yeah. Don't have any more of those. So, I need to check where all I can get the what am I looking for? Where to buy the buggy? I know I can get the what the hell? I guess I'm not gonna look it up. I'm having some issues with my mouse. This game doesn't want to release. Yeah, that's just freaking nuts. My gosh, now it'll work, won't it? Say it will. not pushing anything there outrageous, so. There it goes. My PC is being extremely slow here for some reason. Ships for sale. There's the one I'm looking. Gray Cat Buggy. Is it anywhere else? No, so it's not available, so I guess I might as well go to Levski to get them. Because they're the only place that sells they're the only ones that sell a Gray Cat Buggy. I like to buy one Gray Cat and one Cyclone at the very least. Just so I have something to spawn if we start doing ground vehicles.
Quantum drive activated.
Now at this point, I'm basically spent everything I need to spend as far as setting up, short of actual components. I'm gonna overheat. I don't care. I need to write a song. At Civ components.
Quantum drive activated.
Yeah. Without having any missions that I can effectively, grind on, I'm not sure I'm gonna mess with them. For me, the Crusader missions are, one, they're just too iffy. Too many of them have been undoable, incompletable. And then they're just scattered out to where they just take too long. I'm sure that's part of the intention, but at this stage in the game, with wipes every 3 months, I'm not going to spend tons of time grinding for credits if they're just undoable or scattered out to where it takes that long. And to be honest, I haven't seen tons of difference in the components. I don't overclock anything, but I have upgraded components. But like I say, once I upgrade them, I can't tell a whole lot of difference. It may do some difference, but I can't tell how much it's doing or that it's doing much. So. I'll probably upgrade parts here and there, but as I happen to collect a little bit of money, but we'll see. This is actually the last gearing up kind of purchase. Now would be a good time to revert back to my regular riding armor, huh? Yeah, since I still have a heavy guy on, let's go back to my light armor. Let's unequip that Demeco. And that's it. I'm back to, make sure I have no. Yeah, I'm back to 0.95 speed. Yep, 0.95, just under the 25 kilograms. If you go over, if you hit 25 or go over 25, it'll reduce to 1.90. But yeah, I'm at 9.5, which is only 5% less than having nothing, and I have decent armor. I have a heavy helmet, light or medium everything else, plus a pistol. So.
Engines inactive.
I'm gonna shut her off. Restart. So what that's gonna do is it's gonna reset my quantum temperature, so I don't have to overheat. It's faster for me to just shut down and restart than it is. I mean, when they break you out because it overheats, it takes a little longer. There's a cool down. Now we should make it the rest of the way. That's why I like my saved keys. Screenshot. Just I can look at them different sides. Yeah. It also has straight on sideways. That one's for landing. As for seeing who's following you. That's just for seeing where you're going. They'd fix that little thing. Reset your chat if you're going to third person. Come back in, your chat opens back up. You got to turn it off 20 times during the game. Minor little quirk, but it is annoying. time on. Look, maybe off. Edit one. This. Let's see, what is that one? 5 seconds. Doesn't seem to be able to find. Show chat. Hide chat. Perfect. Yeah, if I just use the word chat, it doesn't seem to work real good.
Quantum drive deactivated. Contact.
Target enemy.
Targeting newest enemy.
Quantum drive activated.
Yeah. Yeah, target ahead. I use that one a good bit too for the one key. But I like those because my pinky isn't real good. I've got an issue with my pinky. So I like having those keys. Yeah, target hostile might actually, that sounds better. I may do that better. In fact, I think I will. I'm going to edit that to that. You know what? I'm not either, because I think there's a reason I didn't have that. It didn't pick up hostile right. Maybe my accent or whatever. So yeah. Well, especially my pinky. I actually cut my left pinky right right in the joint and cut some tendons, so my pinky doesn't bend. This end of it, I can't bend it at all. Yeah, target red or might be a good one too, because that would be easier to say. And target bad guy sounds good. That actually, I kind of like that one. I may have to make that. I'm thinking about that one. I did it thinking about the missions. I think, you know, when I used that, I think. But target bad guy.
Nice. Look at that. Got a hangar free that's perfect for you.
Where is it? There it is. No hover mode yet? What's wrong with you people? I don't know if I'm in hover or not. Wow, I don't have any hover here. Now what is the explanation for not having it here? I mean, I get that we have no atmosphere, but this isn't atmospheric. It's speed and supposedly gravity, which we'd have gravity here. Have some, right? I'm not getting why they took it the cruise out here.
Deployed. Launch complete.
Oh, good.
Landing complete.
Welcome.
Not that I'm complaining, but yeah, doesn't make any logical sense. Yeah, you can, but to get low enough not to do any damage, you'd already be well into the... You know, at that point, you might as well just strafe down and land, because you'd already have the hover mode under control, if that's what you're talking about. Concerned with. Yeah, by the time you get low enough to shut engines and just fall to the ground, you'd already have to have hover mode under control and being stationed there. Yeah, it takes some getting used to, and I mean, it's not all you. It is kind of glitchy and buggy. It doesn't always work the way it's intended. I've seen it do, you know, everything. Let's see, where am I? Why did I end up here? I mean, wow. I just went to the wrong place. Oh, okay, it's customs I need, not lobby. Well, that was actually pretty neat. That's the first time I've been able to land in a top-down hangar in first person in quite a while. Now I'm brought up. There we go. Now I'm almost broke again. Make sure I got them. The second one didn't give me the notice thing, the sound notification. Hey, anybody up there? I need some help. Self-service shop, I guess. Should be able to see them out here. Oh, maybe they're regular. Yeah, having lobby and customs is somewhat confusing. I mean, most people would think the lobby is where you'd go to get to the city, since you're coming from a hangar, you know, and not the surface. But I guess, yeah, there we go. And I could see people not, I don't know where my ship is now, not being able to find Levski because they're going to the lobby looking for Levski. Where's my ship? Hangar 4. Should have claimed a different ship. That's a slow ship for these long rides. Alrighty, well, I got all that taken care of. Apparently I didn't shut it off.
Origin shell works. At your service. Core system operational.
You're clear to take off.
Launch complete. Landing
check that. It says no gauge. Oh, okay, that's the whole trip requires 245. I guess so. Okay. What's the damn beep? I'm not real fond of all the beeping and shit that seems to get stuck on all the time. Oh yeah. Now do I not have a target? I think I may have fixed one issue, yeah. And caused another one. Do I have a marker? Yeah, okay. Speed. If I get stopped, I'll die. I guess we're anything you want. I'm captain. Because I like the term. It applies to yachts as well as starships, which I actually did captain a small tugboat for a while, for 6 months or so. So you could say that's actually where my name captain came from. So what you want to call yourself in the game, I guess it's up to you. The commander usually operates a fleet. In other words, right? If I'm not mistaken. Right, right. I kind of figured it was something along the, yeah. So, yeah, it just... Exactly, which is always true, has always, historically always been true. The captain of a ship, as opposed to a rank... Right, right. In other words, that's not even a rank. It's just a position on a ship. It has nothing to do with, say, military rank. Even a private would be the captain of the ship if he were the highest ranking officer. So yeah, in other words, it's exclusive to actual, say, military rank or anything like that. Well, in international waters they can. As far as I know, I don't really know all the laws regarding, but different countries have different regulations and on what you can do on board ships. Maritime law is just as complex as regular landlubber law. That certainly used to be true, and I believe it still is true in certain situations, but I think you would probably have to validate that, you know, with whatever country you're living in. You might want to double check before you go by that law. I mean, nowadays it doesn't take a lot to marry people. Heck, you can probably become a pastor, you know, of some valid religion on the internet and marry somebody if that's, you know, that's your thing. But yeah, I mean, traditionally, captains could marry people. They could also basically prosecute and convict people of crimes. But like I say, maritime law has gotten a little more complex now, and there's basically two different kinds of maritime law. One that is specific to whatever country you happen to be in, and I don't know what the distance from the mainland is or whatever, but there's a specific distance out from the mainland, and you know, inside of that range you're bound by the laws of that country. Outside of that range, it's open water. I forgot that. I said the term a minute ago, but it's and of course that's only if you're in the, you know, League of Nations or whatever it's called now. Maritime law, that's what it's called. But yeah, you're bound by global maritime law if you're in the League of Nations, whatever it's called now. As a captain of the tugboat I ran, I didn't have to worry too much about that. Basically, I mean, I was 17 or 18 when I did that, and yeah, there wasn't. No, maybe I think I was 20. It might have been. I think that was after Georgia, after my stint in the pipe fitter union. But basically all that was is my boss going down to the courthouse and filling out a bunch of paperwork, and you know, me paying him the $15 or $20 back then for the actual certificate. After that, I could legally run his commercial boat as a captain. I could run his boat. That was our objective. He had multiple tugboats, and I was pretty good with them. He liked the way I handled the tugboats. So.
Alert. Engines overheating. Engines inactive. Engines active. Quantum drive activated.
Which was kind of funny. I had to get a so-called captain's license just because it was a commercial vessel. I mean, I was the only one on board. It wasn't like I was captain over anybody. like you were saying, the marrying a couple. I'm pretty sure I wasn't capable of doing that there where I was working out of Mobile, and we were in American territory, obviously, whatever it's called when you're inside the jurisdiction.
Quantum drive deactivated.
If I was kind of silly because I was just a kid myself. My understanding at the time was he had to validate that I had X amount of time running the ship, with obviously validating it by proving time on the ship and who the captain was, which would have been him, obviously. So that I had a minimum of so many hours actually running the ship, and then signed some paperwork that shows he was allowing me to operate this commercial vessel in a certain manner, whatever. All we were doing was going out and hooking up to big barges and towing them in. Big ocean liners would take these barges, say from France or wherever across the Atlantic Ocean, and up to into Mobile, or actually, I guess these were just coming from around the Gulf, not across the ocean. But these captains didn't know the coastlines. They would literally just bring barges and park them outside the ports, and then pilot tugs, which is what we were called, would go out and pick them up and bring them into port and actually push them up to the dock. And then we would do the same. We'd take empty ones or whatever and tow them out into the ocean to where they would hook them up to their ocean ship and take them across the ocean. All I ever really did, actually, we never really took any out. We brought them in. I don't know. Maybe the boats actually came in and hooked up to them and would leave port without the pilot tugs. Because I don't remember ever towing any of them out, just in. See if I can get repairs. I seem to have better luck with repairs and stuff before I'm landed. Auto land.
Landing complete.
Turn me around, but I don't think that's gonna help. No. Oh well.
Weapons deactivated.
Actually, I'm gonna hang it up there. I'll probably go have some lunch, do a few things around the house, and maybe back on here in a little bit, but not sure I'll stream if I do come back on, but you know how that goes. I might. So I want to thank everybody for coming and sharing your time with me. I certainly appreciate the company and hope to see you back soon. I see, of course, Nerd Show and Tell's streaming as always. Might send you over to Freedom Prodigy if you don't know who that is. He's a pretty cool low-level streamer, kind of like myself. Hey, Fam Fried, good day. What? You always seem to show up right at the end of my stream. Darn it. And I may have an afternoon evening stream today, but I was fixing to go have some lunch. Alright, well, stick around for a little bit of a raid, and we'll go over and visit a buddy. He's actually an org mate of mine, and he's a low-level streamer. Oh, it's not bad. We're like 82 for a high today, and so the weather's not too bad. It's normally, last week it was hundreds, 90, 98 plus all week. So it's kind of a reprieve on the weather this week, but it's still warm in the afternoons, kind of thing. But anyway, well, I appreciate you stopping in, Noodle, and I'm gonna send everybody over here to Freedom Prodigy. Like I said, an org mate of mine, pretty good low-level streamer. Maybe you'll like him.